Like, I want to know what you think happened. But
I mean, you know, it leaves me very, very few situations where, you know, I have multiple ideas of what happened, and until I know for sure what happened, I can't say with all certainty.
right.
But my opinion is that Unique had just moved in that apartment. We got to keep in mind 5 weeks prior
I'd read that.
to her being taken. Now, how many, even with the situation where the neighborhood was not as, you know, comfortable as I would have liked to have been with it before she moved there, we got to keep in mind that she was only there for 5 weeks.
Right.
And in that 5 weeks, I'm thinking in my mind, how many enemies that would do something like this? I mean, this could be a mortal thing.
Right.
That you can meet in your new surroundings in 5 weeks.
Right.
So I'm thinking pretty much from the time that Unique moved there was someone that got a fixation or, let's say, infatuation with my daughter.
Oh, really?
And they watched her. They watched her and they watched her pattern and may even stalked her from place to place. Mainly where she was taking my grandsons to school, you know. When people feel like they have your pattern down pat, so to speak.
Sure.
They're more comfortable with striking. And I think that this person knew that time of the morning, my daughter would be there with her children, where she was supposed to be. And somehow they gained access to her apartment after stalking her. Now, I'm not sure, I can't say, you know, whether it was the whole 5 weeks she was being stalked or, you know, just the week or weeks prior to her being taken. But I honestly believe that my daughter was stalked.
Wow.
And when someone felt like they had her pattern down enough to know that, first of all, 3 o'clock in the morning, her children would be asleep.
Right, right.
Second of all, that she would be in the apartment at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not, some people work at night. See, this is why I'm thinking it's somebody that, you know, had, you know, a close watching of what Unique was doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that go through your mind in 7 years. There are you can't even imagine how many scenarios
you've played out.
I've played out in my mind. But that one seems to stick with me and stand out with me a whole lot more. I also think that this is somebody that's done this before.
Ooh.
Because you don't just, you know, take a chance on going into, I mean, look at the scenario. She's only there 5 weeks.
Right.
Who could she have known that would come in and do something like that? That would know that was the prime time to strike. That her children would be in the bed sleeping. You understand what I'm saying? I do think that it's somebody that she knew.
You do? Yeah.
I do think that it's somebody that she knew, even, you know, she may have just thought it as a, you know, casual hello and goodbye relationship with this person, you know, like a courteous, you know, like a courteous thing. But at the end of the day, my daughter is she's a very compassionate person. She's a very loving person. She's a very affectionate person. I mean, I know people hear it a lot, but Unique is a child that would give people the shirt off her back, literally. And if you follow my social media, I have a story from a person that knows Unique very well after she had her son and she was homeless and, you know, she was moving from place to place. And she spoke, I had to share that on my page because, you know, it really, really affected me so profoundly at how much of a loving soul my daughter is.
Yeah.
And she spoke about how she was going through postpartum depression, and Unique just came in, and even though she had 2 boys, she helped her to, nurture her son, while she couldn't do certain things for him, and, spent her money to help her to, clothe him and feed him and, put Pampers on him and that sort of thing. So that's the type of individual that Unique is.
I'm going to get emotional, I feel like this, because I don't know.
It is an emotional thing. It's a very emotional. It's a very, very emotional thing.
I don't know how you do. I'm like ready to cry already. I know, because you just think about. Well, we'll get going because we'll talk about all this.
Okay.
I'm going to have you talk just to remember is